Today, I want to talk a little bit about a checklist, a 5-point checklist I use for my own copy when I'm using AI tools like ChatGPT. So, as always, as a copywriter, before I do anything, pen to paper, or before I open up ChatGPT, I'm going to research my audience, whatever the product or service. I want to research the audience, like the age, the gender, the demographic stuff. But also, I want to do some more research to figure out what makes them tick, what makes them smile, what are they for this product or service, what is it that will make them happy, what will disappoint them, what will delight them. I want those emotional touch points. Once I've done that, I'm in a good position now to write a prompt. So I'll go into ChatGPT or GPT-4, I'll write the prompt, and I'll get my output. It could be an email, it could be a sales page, landing page, doesn't matter. So I get my output, and sometimes the first draft is pretty much okay. So I'll print it out. And this is where I now apply my 5-point checklist, because I want to make sure that this is not only kind of good artificial intelligence output, but that it also has a high level of emotional intelligence, which means it will kind of resonate more deeply with us as human readers. Okay, so here's the checklist. 1 is the voice human and conversational. Is the kind of tone of the piece human and conversational. So sometimes these tools, they will write text that it makes sense, and the grammar's fine, and the spelling is fine, and everything's fine, but it doesn't feel very human. So I will definitely, very much in the opening paragraphs and sometimes the closing paragraphs, I'll go in and rewrite it. In a way that makes it feel unmistakably human and like it's not written by a bot. So I'll be using everyday conversational language. So number 2 on my checklist is the tone empathetic. So as I mentioned earlier, I've done the research already. I've kind of tried to figure out emotionally what excites these people, what disappoints this audience, etc., etc. So I want to make sure that the text is empathetic to those feelings, to those emotions that are held by my audience. Again, ChatGPT, not terribly good at this. So empathy is something that I'm really going to look at. Number 3, does the copy include elements of story? Stories are an incredibly powerful way to connect with your readers or your listeners or your viewers. All of us love story. It doesn't have to be a big story. It can be just a small story. It can be about what happened when you walked home last night or whatever. But we like to listen to stories, and it's a very human thing, and it's a very, very good way of touching people emotionally. So if you want to add a layer of emotional intelligence to your copy beyond what tools like ChatGPT can reasonably do, think of a story to weave in there. There's usually one way or another to do that. Number 4, is the copy respectful and non-manipulative? So sometimes ChatGPT can be a little pushy, a little harsh. So let's say we've got a call to action at the end of our piece of text. Sometimes that can come over as a little bit blunt, a little bit too salesy, certainly for my liking. And it doesn't kind of resonate as being emotionally intelligent. So I'll sometimes go back in there and I will make sure that I kind of soften the ask and that it feels like a legitimate call to action rather than a pushy sales pitch. All right, so that's something I'll do. Finally, number 5 is the copy culturally sensitive. So ChatGPT is known for kind of putting its foot in its mouth sometimes and being culturally insensitive. So I'm going to check on that for all the copy that comes out there, copy content, whatever I'm doing. And I want to make sure that it's not offensive based on gender, religious belief, political affiliation, etc. So that's the 5. Is the voice human and conversational? Is the tone empathetic? Does the copy include elements of story? Is the copy respectful and non-manipulative? And finally, is the copy culturally sensitive? Once I've done that, I've got the output from AI. I've layered in some elements of emotional intelligence, and as a result, I have a much stronger final draft. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. And if you want to learn more about writing with emotional intelligence, then just scroll down. Okay, thanks.